Okay, we got the wheel fixed on the bike here. So somebody was a dumbass. Not sure who that could have been. Anyway, no more dragging noise. Can anybody guess what it was? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't the springs. It's not the brake shoes either. It's not the backing plate. Not the hub. Doesn't leave too much left. Anyway, it was a secret. If you open your eyeballs up, you would notice it. It's too busy looking at the brake shoe spring instead of the part that's hitting. That's half the job, trying to figure out what the hell the problems are. Well, we lighten the brake drum either way. It won't hit there, that's for sure. That spring was probably half ground too because they had it on the outside lit instead of the inside lit. Still in there. Okay, so there's the drum, no drag marks. So what it was hitting on was way down here on the inside. And the stupid ass tripod. Can't see any of the stupid tripod. So it was hitting on this right here. I put that piece of cardboard up in there to lift it up out of the way. And see, there's a gap in here. No, it's not hitting. When this brake drum is up and installed, see, it doesn't sit in that far. It comes out a little bit about here. And you put on the wheel. What happens is this lever's not connected right now, so it falls down. Boom, like that. So it hits right on that thread right there. Whoop, I don't know if you can see it. So it hits on right there in that little thread right there. Because you can see how thick the drum is? It's almost identically to what the thickness of that is. So this here was like hitting like that on my finger that much. That's all it was hitting with it. Just enough to make a noise. There you go. So if I paid attention over here, I would have saw that. And yeah, oh well. So there you go. Everybody can be a dumbass at one time or the other. I do it frequently. Okay, so now we're going to move on. See, now we got that part fixed. So we're going to go ahead and work on the brake cable in here. So what I use for brake cables is Barnett usually, Sportster, clutch cables. These have a 5/16 real long adjuster here. Almost like the one that's right here. That's going in. Almost like the one that's right inside of here. So the difference is, instead of using the tube, I take the hole that's right down in there and I tap it out for a 5/16 fine thread, which is what the adjuster is, and I screw that in the adjuster right here. And the adjuster, instead of being way up here, I put it right down here. We got good access to it, and then I run the cable from here to the clamp up to the top. You don't have that stupid tube going across here. Looks like crap and hard to get to. Puts the adjuster right down here. We can get to it. Now I don't just use that one nut there. I double nut it, and I put a hardened washer in there. So the hardened washer sits up on top of the hole right there, so that it doesn't pull through. And then I double nut it on this side here, so So even if these threads fail, you still got the two nuts holding it on the adjuster. I take this piece of crap one off and I put a real adjuster on, real nut on it. So that's what we do. So we'll go ahead and take this off, and then we'll do that. We'll have to shorten the cable up to fit, obviously. So we'll have to figure all that out too. So there we go. Let's see, where are the tools? Okay. Now I don't want to take the shoes off, it could be too hard to put them on. So we'll work around them. Okay, so we got our 5/16 fine tap. Put a little oil on it. Stuff in the hole. Tuck it down here. And get it, push on it, and get it started. Now, obviously you want to try to make it straight true. So after you get it started, you look at it, see if it's straight off this flat edge right here. And then also you got to look at this plane here and make sure it's straight this way. So it looks like it's pretty close on both planes to me. We do have a little bit of room for tolerance, so. See how tap is going on through. Okay, it's all the way through now. Go ahead and pull the tap back out. I'm keeping the vacuum cleaner like that so the chips will fall out, but I'm going to blow it out also. Okay, so now that hole's a little bit bigger than it was. It's also tapped now, which I can't really see very well from any angle right now, but it is. Okay, now get our cable out. It happens to be right here. Okay. These have those nice low drag cables, so you can tie them up in a damn knot. Pretty tight, see, and it still works nice and free. The disadvantage of this is they now crimp these ends on right here, so it's going to be a little bit hard to make these things work, because we have to shorten up one of these ends. So you're going to pick the one that you like to, which end do you like the best? Do you like this one here, or do you like this one up here the best? Because one's going to get cut off. And I'm pretty sure they both look pretty much about the same, but probably this one here is the worst of the two. Now the next thing I do, we're going to cut off one of these ends up here too. So we're going to keep the short one, we're going to keep the long one. Now the cable is made to have the long one, up on the handlebar. So cut off the short one down here, the one we don't need. Because if you keep this one, it's not going to work as good on the lever. This pin right here is made to have the long one in there. It will work with the short one, but it's made to have the long one sticking out. But it will work with either one. So we're going to have to cut this off. If you have a pair of fancy cable cutters, it's a good time to use them. I don't. I just use dikes. If that don't work, 'cause I'm getting too old and weak, or the cables are getting too strong, I go in the back, use a chop saw to cut them. And this one's getting to be pretty damn stiff, so I think it's time to go in back and get a chop saw and cut it off. Now once I get it off, we're going to go ahead and cut this end off here too, because I think this is going to be too long. Pretty sure it's going to be too long. Either way, we definitely need to have some more length of the cable, so we'll have to cut it anyway. I don't think it's enough length. Yeah, it's probably long enough we won't have to cut it. So we'll go cut this part here off first, and we'll come back and see about the rest of it. So we're going to go in the back and do a little trimming. Scooby's over there doing some rat hunting. So we'll go see what he's hunting on. He likes playing underneath this thing over here. What's the dog under there? Ooh, there's a dog under there. You get that rat? You get that rat there, Scooby? Where's that rat? Yeah. That's a climbing dog there. Yeah, there's a climbing dog there. What do you got? You find that rat? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good boy. Is he over there now? Yeah, he was going to get the other side. He's over there. Yeah, he thinks there's a rat in that shelf unit. He's been looking on that for days. Keeps me occupied. Doesn't bother me. Alright, so I'm going to go back over here. Make ourselves a brake cable. Oh, come Scooby. What are you doing, Scooby? There he is. Oh, he's all tired now. Now he's looking over here for me. He's looking for rats everywhere now. Okay, so I just hold that in right there on in the vise. So now I'm just going to grab, partially cut the cable, see? So I get something to cut it with. So I can use my little small one over here. Right here. Or I use my big one over here. They both work. I'll use a small one, it's easier. Try to cut off as clean as you can. Yeah, it's about as good as it's going to get. Make sure you keep the cable wound up so it doesn't unwind. It gets a big mess when it unwinds. So now this part comes off. And then it also comes out of it'll come out of here too. So we're going to keep that in there for now. So I'm going to take these parts. We might have to come back and cut that again, so we'll find out in a minute here. Because now we can go back and mock it up and see what length we want. There's Scooby. Ooh, there's Scooby. Look at that dog. Crap everywhere around here. Scooby's having fun. He likes playing, he likes hunting for rats. It's almost like hunting for cats. Okay, I'm not going to use this crappy nut. You getting tired over there, Scooby? Okay, run that all the way down. take this one and do the same thing to it. So give us our 2 nuts. Get our nice washer. Oop. And that's what you're going to see out of the backing plate. Take the backing plate. And just run that thing down in there. That's all the way down. So you can see how the lever comes in right there. And hopefully they lined up. Get the tips way up under there for that. And they should line up fairly close. Okay, so that's what that's going to be. Go ahead and put this back on here. Go. You take your cable, put it in there. There it goes. And that's going to go in there just like that. I'm going to run it up to the handlebar on the other side. See what we got up there. For now, we'll leave that off. We got to figure out how we're going to run that up on the back side of all this stuff. Have to make a decision on that. Here's about this point is where you want to go ahead and install the cable and the lever here, so you know exactly what you're dealing with. Why is that? Oh, that's weird. Why did they get that in backwards? Somebody put this in backwards. Wonderful. See, they had it in like that, so you had to have it upside down to get it up. That's what I did. So they didn't have the cable going into this like they're supposed to. They had it hitting on the outside edge that way, which is wrong. So one more thing on this bike that was never put in correctly. See, this way when it's on the outside edge, you can put together real easy. See how it just pops right in there like that. Come around like this, and it goes in like this. So you got good access to the cable, see? Now, this lever has a small hole in it. This has a medium hole. This is not made to be here on this one. Now, I'm figuring I'm going to have to cut the cable off. So when I cut the cable off, all this stuff will fit correctly. If I don't cut the cable off, I'll have to change this to a medium lever, or I'll have to drill this hole out. See how the hole doesn't go all the way through? Medium lever's hole goes all the way through. Okay, so that goes like that. So I'm going to put this up on the handlebar and see what we need to do. Try to keep this all in one spot. Alright. This lever's going to keep falling off, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull it off right now. Pull that back out. I'll hook the cable up. I'll hook up the lever, and then we'll put the cable in there. about where I like it. I don't care what everybody else likes it or not. Okay, so now I gotta figure out the routing going down. So I have to figure out what we're gonna do. Like this. And go underneath like this. Go across the handlebar like that. Figured once you put the cable on, it's hard to get to it. See the damn thing. Bushings are all fighting me now. Yeah. Everything is complicated when you gotta work in high spots. Tools are in the wrong spot and everything else is fighting you. The stools are all missing that were normally everywhere in my way. Of course. Well, I'm tripping over all my stools. Now I can't find any. Now I found one anyway. Okay. Great. Almost all the way over. Fine. So now I got to get this thing up where it belongs. So put the cable in it. See, once you install on the bike, where it's a pain in the ass to work on it, it starts screwing with you. What a shocker. It's in the damn dark, so I can't even see what I'm doing half the time. Everything's done by feel. That makes it even more fun. Yeah, there it goes. Put it back down and get the harness, it fell. You knew that was going to fall as soon as you put the other end on. Why would he make it easy on you, huh? Let's see if that ever happens. Okay. And then the cable falls out again. Because now we want it to stay put. Yep. Come on, piece of crap. So now the cable won't slide because it's fighting me. There we go. It'll stay in there because it won't. Okay, I think we can make that work. Brake lever's it's gonna get nailed by the fork stop, but I'll have to figure that out. So for now, we're gonna stick it over here. Get an idea what I want. I think it actually looks pretty good at that length where it is. Okay, so the cable's where it belongs now, right there. Have to bend it up a little bit to get that clip up in there like that. Tripod's all jammed up. Okay, so now the next problem is our fork stop. See, this one here, we're okay. This one over here, we're probably going to hit on that one. See, you go back and forth like that, it comes around and hits, see? Right now the cable is sticking way in the back. Tripod sucks here. This is completely ridiculous trying to videotape like this. There, we fixed it. Tripod is now disembarked from the vehicle. Now, I can't assemble this correctly because all of this stuff's going to fall apart like it just did. Yep, it just did. See, I can't do it with one hand. I'm going to cut the end off this cable because I can't do it with one hand. Alright, so right now this cable, you have that fork stop right there. You got to make sure it clears that damn thing. I'm not exactly sure I'm going to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this stupid end on this thing. Because right now it's screwing with me and I don't like it. So I'm going to go cut it off and we'll be back.